how do I check for any items that have been registered but not received? This process, which is quite common in warehouse management when you're using the mobile device, is that your dock worker will register items that are coming in on a PO. They'll pull them off the truck, print a tag, and then put them away. But then they will hand the paperwork over to their coordinator or their manager, who will not get around to posting the receipt, whether that's just because the paperwork gets lost or it's misplaced in the number of things to do. The receipt won't happen. Accounting will then find this out during month end because their inventory accounts won't match the on-hand inventory in the subledger. And so you need to find which POs have not yet been received. There is a simple way to do this. Navigate to the cost management module, and under inquiries and reports, inventory accounting and inquiries, click transactions. This is a great page with a lot of different pieces of functionality that you can use for it. What this is a page of every inventory transaction that's ever happened in your system. Now the columns you're going to need here are, let me insert columns. Now this will not be on the standard view. You need this number and reference, and then we're going to look for one called status, specifically receipt status. That is, what is the status of an inbound transaction? That can be a PO, that can be a finished good on a production, or it can be a cycle count up. Issue status is the exact opposite, a write-off, a sale, or a consumption into production. So I'm going to go ahead and press update. What this does is it brings over the number and the reference being what type of inventory transaction is this. The receipt status can have 3 values for any inbound transaction. The reason all of these are blanks are because sales order are an outbound transaction. You have registered, which means it has happened on the mobile device, but not yet in the system. Received, which is when a receipt is posted, meaning the transaction is now physically updated. And then purchased, meaning it's now financially updated. For a PO, which is what we're considering, registered would be when your worker pulls something off the truck. Received is when the dock coordinator or manager has posted the receipt. And purchased is when the invoice is posted. So here, if you simply search for registered, notice this is an is exactly, so make sure you spell this correctly, and then you press apply. One of the things you'll notice is that you will see some sales orders here. These are returns that have been registered by the dock worker, but not yet received. But for the most part, what we care about here are the POs. So what this tells me is that PO 150 has some lines, and over here you can see the item numbers, which warehouse, so on and so forth. And you can see that these have been registered, but not yet received. If you add one more column called the inventory date, this will also tell you on which date that registration was completed. So you can see that this was done on 1/23/2017. Or let's go down here. On 12/2/2021, somebody pulled it off the truck, but no receipt posting has happened yet.